if it comes up on y'all end, it should be the Be So For Real podcast. Be So For Real.
Okay. It should be live.
How we looking, Dane?
How do you see it, Don?
Thank you. Hey, turn me up.
What we
I
talking
got the
about?
notification. Hey, girls.
I don't know what she doing.
No, what we talking about? What is this topic?
Influencing. I just changed it.
Did I say light skin versus upper sex?
I just changed it. Yeah, the title. I just changed it.
Okay, so we live in action.
Now we're gonna do the intro
we are on
again.
YouTube. We about to begin, y'all.
Once again, the title of the podcast is Be So For Real Podcast. Okay, white background, black words with a pink podcast. Amen.
Amen.
All right, welcome back to Be So For Real. It's just in my nature, like I can't let it go. But welcome to.
That was my fault for reading it out loud.
No. It's natural, but it's cool. I'll let y'all slide today.
My fault.
Whatever. But welcome back to Be So For Real podcast, guys. This is your hostess with the mostest. It's your girl Ange.
Hey, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm ready. We have so many technical difficulties. Hey, y'all. What's up? It's Ari. Hey, how y'all doing?
How's everybody doing? Let's do it.
Y'all blessed. Have an amazing day. And our other sister.
All right. Well, today, guys,
let's go.
We talking about influencing. Kind of killed the vibe. We're talking about influencing or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Explain it.
So, what about influencing? What is influencing? Are we influencing the life of influencing?
Are we influenced?
Are we? Who do we watch as influencers? What do we like?
Yeah.
I know there's been a talk of content creator versus influencer.
Oh, I love that.
Give us all your definitions.
Huh? Come on, Dana. Be for real. now I'm really not gonna go first. You go first, evangelist.
No,
evangelist.
Go ahead, evangelist.
That is literally the last thing I'll ever be. Oh my god.
No, for real. Okay. Go ahead.
I think it's definitely a difference between influencing versus being a content creator. I saw is the word I was looking for. Denzel, don't know his last name. He's an influencer. Denzel.
Oh, I'm like Denzel Washington.
Okay, amen.
Oh, so you gonna be playing today?
Yeah, she on that today.
That's what's happening. She gonna be playing today.
I'm just noted, bro.
Just needed to know.
Anyway, yeah, be prepared, honey. But he was saying that there's definitely a difference between content creation and influencing, because are the girls looking to you for the next thing? If they are, then that's what makes you an influencer. Right. Otherwise, you're just making content. You're also following the trend that is being set by the influencers. And I said, he ate that one. He ate that one.
He did.
That's good.
And I think if you apply that definition. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, honey.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna remember.
But I feel like if you apply that definition to every area of your life, kind of not just in content creation, but let's say in your friend group, let's say in life or in your studies, whatever it is that you got going on, if you apply that definition of are the girls looking to you for the next thing, or the people, maybe not just the girls, but everybody looking to you for the next thing, are you influential? That's what makes you an influential person / influencer.
There was an influencer who went viral about like dropping like a clothing line or t-shirts or something, and she had like 1 million followers or whatever, but she only could sell like I think less than 50 shirts or whatever. And I think would that be like an instance of someone who's not really an influencer versus someone who I've seen another creator who I seen a snippet on TikTok, and I believe her name's I don't watch her, but I seen her. And I don't want to mess up her name, but her name's like Kia. I'm just going to call her Kia. But she did a video, and this company sent her an extra shirt because they said like once she had made like a post about them, they sold out, and they sold over like 3,000 or 30,000. And so I think it's one of those things that's like a influence wise of being able to draw people to, like you said, are the girls following you for what's next? Can you do something that's like, if De'Ara, if De'Ara goes put on a mullet, is all the girls about to go wear a mullet? If Aaliyah J do, you know what I'm saying? Is are we following? Are we sticking up to the, or if they tell us to go somewhere and pull up somewhere, support somebody, follow somebody, subscribe to somebody, are we trusting them and going to where they say? I think a very good example of influencing would be Keith Lee in this current day, of someone who can transform and convert over numbers, not just on a platform for videos, but literally at stores and inside of places, to come to them and like be able to like, yeah, like I'm in this line. Hopefully your food good, but I'm here for Keith. Like Keith
he
sent
said
me.
it, I'm coming.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he sent me, like to the point that he's like our current Gus. Not current Gus, our current guy. For anybody who doesn't know, Dive-Ins, Diners and Dives is one of my favorite shows. Like, but wherever he went, I'm like, that's on my list. I can't wait to go there and eat there, because what do you mean? Like,
I was just telling you about Joshua. It's this guy named Joshua Wiseman. He's a chef on YouTube. And I was like, I want to go to Mexico now, because he just went to Mexico City to eat all the tacos in Mexico City. So now I want to go to Mexico City and eat all the tacos. So I've been influenced. And I've been getting influenced a lot lately. And I don't know what's going on. I used to not be like this, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm liking it because it's with good stuff. So, amen.
I think influencing, something that a lot of people don't talk about too, is that the things that kind of go on in the influencer world, and the stress and the stress and the pressure that comes on with this influencer content creator. And something I've noticed is a lot of people that are getting into this industry and experiencing drastic numbers at like a very fast rate, which is like, so great and amazing. A lot of them aren't really understanding how to still nurture and love with their community. It's kind of like one of those like, I made it, I'm up now, sit down. Besides sitting there and actually like doing the calculations, like if everybody stopped watching you, and if canceling, if people actually took canceling, that, you know what I'm saying, to the actual level of you're canceled, we're not going to support you. And I think people don't understand, like when you're canceling somebody, making 18,000 videos about that person not being someone you should follow, is still publicity. It's when we don't post them. It's when we do not talk about them. It's when we go, who's that one singer? And then we keep it going. Not who's that one singer, and then we go to her page, we troll all her things, because people keep forgetting about analytics. There's a company who is okay with all of these things because they're like, we just want people to click on it. Like, we just want people to know that monster exists. So if your analytics are looking like 80 million people come to your page, rather if it's hate or not, we want it in there. You know what I'm saying? Rather, if everybody's in your live throwing tomatoes, there's a good portion of those people that aren't. And then another thing that people don't notice is that you end up creating this hero by making them this super villain. And when I say that, I mean that when you make everybody in the world hate this person, and if that person has a good team on them, a good smart, simple smart, pay attention to patterns, you can turn it where it's like a everyone hates me type of situation, and somebody's gonna come, because nobody likes a bully. So when you're getting bullied, we're gonna try to save you. So it's like but sometimes they dig a deeper hole for themselves and it get worse and worse. And sometimes people, they completely leave the influencer world in general. They're like, oh no, I can't take the heat. And then there's some people who thrive and strive off of drama. And people are like, oh, I could never. But people don't understand. Y'all wasn't watching Love and Hip Hop or Keeping Up with the Kardashians because they were just rich and taking us on spas. We was watching because is Yeezy gonna be in there this episode? Oh my gosh, Tiger gotta pick up his son. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't even know. See, they ain't got no kids in there. But you know what I'm saying? It was stuff like that made people keep watching. People like drama. People are okay being on the T pages all day and being drugged. It just takes a mental toll on the person, which we'll have a conversation in the upcoming episode about mental health. Of these things affect you, and it can make the person break and crack under pressure. Because like every time I go in there, everybody's saying they hate me. Then you see the girls that's like, it's 8,000 people in here. They all hate me. But I'm racking up these analytics and finna send it to this company and get this check. They don't be paying no type of attention. Wait till just 3 people in that live. That's definitely making a difference. Not making 300 videos about them. You ain't doing not a thing but keeping the name popping.
People are funny. People really are.
People do not be that. Nobody be canceling. They don't be doing that. Not real.
I'm cracking
But I think
up.
that leads us to the kind of the subtopic of influencing, being influenced, like Angel was saying. Like, are you, how is there a mark to how influential or influence somebody can be? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I guess knowing your market, and then is there a way to make yourself more easily influenced? You know, if you want to take it to like a spiritual thing, we need to be influenced by the Spirit of God. So how is it that you can make yourself be more influenced? Or even if it's somebody who has a good message, maybe they're not a preacher, but maybe they're an influencer themselves and they're teaching you how to build your own brand. You know, how would you make yourself more receptive to them to be influenced, if that makes sense?
To
I
be
think
influenced or be the
to
influencer?
be influenced.
Go ahead, Jason.
I
You
No,
go
I
think
ahead.
want
I
both. I want
oh,
both.
well, I think to be influenced, I think you have to have a hole. You have to have an availability somewhere for for something to come in, if that makes sense. So let's say let me see. Let's say I'm trying to use an example. Let's say I watched a video of Ari cooking. Let's say I watched a video of Ari packing her bag for Mexico, and she has this really cute bag that she can put all her stuff in one bag. She don't have to have no hassle. It makes it super easy. I have a hole where I don't have a bag like that. I have a need. You have to have a need. I think need is a better way to say it, but you have to have a need. And sometimes we may not know that need until we see or we're influenced,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I sometimes we even get influenced to the point where it's like I don't even need this. Now that's where I feel like it can get bad. But in terms of talking about with like God and with well, let's say with other good things that we may need, like you need to have a need, a hole, something to be filled. So
Yeah. I would say when it comes down to being influenced, I think it just comes down to liking somebody and trusting their word. It's the feeling that they make you feel. Some people can make you, or somebody bringing attention to something that you didn't know could solve a current problem that you're having. I think
mm,
that's the thing of just like a hey, get this ring light, because every time I was going out and taking pictures and I wanted to take my content influencer easy, I'm out with my friends. It's super late. My phone kept dying. I have no light, so here's this charger that turns into a light. It's compatible. It works for me, and that's how I got to where I'm at. And then I consistently see them doing it. I think even as being the influencer, trying to influence somebody is not to go in there and trying to become an influencer. I think it's something authentic. It's something that you create that you're just being yourself. That's like, no, I literally love this light. I use it all the time. Where it's like I feel like something for me that I would ask anybody who's ever been a part of my airy journey, I would ask them like, what's something that you know I'm always gonna have with me? And I personally believe if it was me, I would be like, oh, she gonna have lip gloss. Like
mm.
she may not have nothing else, but she gonna have lip gloss. It's on me right now. I don't, and what lip gloss am I gonna have? So if I tell
Hey
you that this is
guys.
the best lip gloss, and I tell you know what I'm saying, and this is what I use, and it's hanging
This
on
is her. She got like three hanging. She got three of
and
those.
I sit them down until they're what's it called. And then I'll get them a bulk. And when I go to beauty supply store, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna look for this hydrating lip oil. But this came because there was a problem where other lip glosses were that one. Let me see. This lip gloss, certain ones, if I'm not mistaken, it may have been the same brand. This lip gloss was breaking my lip out, and my lip was itching. And I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I cannot have that. I need hydrating. I need my lips popping. And because I do have a discoloration on my lip, and I've had it forever, and you get the girl, do you be smoking? Girl, do you be what's going on? I'm like, you think I was smoking in high school? Well, dang, people do be smoking in high
Cracking
school.
up.
But I'm like, if you look, I've had it over time. It's got darker, lighter, and it's gone along with my experiences in life. But with all of that, it's literally been like I'm gonna have some lip gloss. You know what I'm saying? I got this lip gloss on me, but I think it's when people try to force it. And I know the first thing I seen people doing that was those greens. It was like I drink my bloom greens
Oh
every
yeah.
single morning. It's like,
Mm. See,
but it was those that started organically doing it where they weren't trying to sell it to me. I just noticed in their routine that they had it. It's when it just pop up and they're forcing this thing on you versus taking us through this organic flow. It's I think authenticity and organicness, knowing your target is super duper helpful when you're trying to be the influence, and being somebody that's like she said, having a need for something and trusting somebody is how to be the influenced.
Yes, we are, Kyla. We are doing a podcast. It's a live one. It's on Be So For Real podcast on YouTube. Check us out. Email us. It's three black girls. It's the easiest way to describe it. The logo is white with black words and pink podcast. Amen. So watch YouTube live. But honestly, influencer has kind of given me trust issues. Like it be hard to trust these people these days. Like back then, it was easier because people were like you're saying, like genuinely doing it because they love it. But now everybody and their mama want to be an influencer, and people mix together that content creator and influencer. And this is not only with social media. This is in every area of life. From the most common one I can think of right now is in the church. Everybody want to be an evangelist. Everybody want to be certain things when it's like you're not meant to be here. So you messing stuff when you're not in the place you're supposed to be. Like you kind of messing stuff up. And not that it's their fault that I have trust issues, but it kind of is. They contribute to it. But we'll just go back to like the social media. We'll just go back to
what. Sometimes I just be sitting here like,
what?
No, it was a good example. It was a good example. It did catch me for a second. 'Cause I'm like, where is she going with this? Like,
I wasn't making sense.
No, you
tell
was.
me if I
And then
wasn't.
it just kept going. It just kept going. That's all.
Oh. Y'all can listen to it on Spotify.
That's why I don't trust people in churches.
Y'all can listen to the podcast on Spotify.
I'm like, oh, they must have selling something.
Be So For Real podcast. You can actually go to Instagram too. We're on Instagram, TikTok. We're on all the platforms. Be So For Real podcast. You can listen to Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Google, all the things. Amen. But I was saying was sometimes people be giving me
trouble. You gonna say it every time somebody comments it
because I want to make sure they're getting where they need to go. But like I was saying, they be giving me trust issues because it'd be like you're not doing it with a genuine heart. And I think as me and myself as being a content creator, I don't really like to identify as an influencer because I don't think I'm an influencer. Like I create content because I really like it. I really like learning about it. I really like the editing. I really like the concepts. Like that's why I be so confused sometimes with what to post because when I learn new things, I want to do everything and then to be like, okay, it kind of is a strategy to this stuff. But I recognize that I am a content creator. I'm not Ari is an influencer because she could literally post a picture of her painting her toes. Everybody, oh my god, her toes. No, be for real. Like if you post anything, girl, you could disappear for 2 years. Thousands of people would come right back, but it's not necessarily because strategies helped, but it's not necessarily only because of strategies and stuff. It's because you have, I believe that's one of your gifts that God has given you to be an influence. And even in the times when I'm saying you was on a yacht doing what you need to do, you was blessing the people. People's lives have literally changed because they watched you. Whether they got encouraged, whether they got uplift, all those things. People's lives have changed, and I think that's the importance of influence. If you're not changing people's lives, what are you doing? You're going somewhere, So, yeah, I think
the important part to take from that is the weight of influencing versus content creation, or just being you know what I mean, kind of a person who does a thing. The weight of being an influencer is to kind of lead a generation. It's kind of to lead a movement and a moment. You know what I mean? Because it's so weighty. Like people will start to do what you do. People will start to like what you like. And because it's something in them that's calling to that or is attracted to that thing, but it's still a weight to be the first into something. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like she used you as an example, love of my life. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about kind of the weight that influencing kind of has.
Wait, say the last part again.
Tell us about the weight that kind of comes with influencing, or the difficulties, and not even in terms of like specifically content creation, but I think you're also in a personal, like you've always been somebody to look up to. Like Even when you were in
Mm-hmm.
high school, you were never like the shy, like reserved girl. You were always you were you were a cheerleader. You were, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you did varsity, you did, you know, so you've always kind of been an influential girl. So, and in the suburbs at that, where there wasn't a very large black population. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just tell us about your life, honey. Tell us about your life.
Um, I think when it comes down to like the pressures and the weight of influencing, I think a lot of times, I think for me, something that was really big was when you start changing, or when
Mm.
you start going through seasons in your life where you don't even know what direction you do want to go in. And these past couple of years has been such a roller coaster. One moment I'm on here, God is so good and I love you, Jesus. And then the next moment I'm like, oh, dancing and, you know, having a Airbnb with Gilly and there's little baby in the background. And it's this pressure because once you put this kind of this like once people put this kind of title on you, they expect certain things from you. And it always been like a, you know, you're speaking for the little brown girls, you know, the cute little brown girls, and so you don't want to be the brown girl that goes left. And so a lot of things started changing for me. And when I was going through that change, I didn't really know how to authentically take my audience with me on that journey. I didn't know how to be there for them when I couldn't show up for myself, and I was going through such like a really dark and a heavy time, and so many drastic changes was happening, and there were so many parts of my life that I was open about, but there were so many parts of my life that I wasn't open about because of, you know, the effect that it would have had on my family. You know, when you start telling everybody your business, like, oh yeah, you know, my uncle used to punch me, just a random disclaimer. There's not a real uncle, but
Random example.
when you start telling people that, people start asking questions and, you know, family. And I think it's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of influencers don't talk about. They don't talk about once you start making money, family start expecting money. Once you start making certain statuses and get to a certain point, there's cousins that come out that's like, hey, play my song, hey this, hey that. And you like, this ain't no big deal. I can ignore you. You ain't never talk to me. But now they mama beefing with your mama, and your mama asking you why you being mean to your cousin because that's her sister's son. And now you gotta look at your mama and tell her, I don't want to. And now you're dealing with this whole boundary thing as daughter and mother, father and daughter, sister and sister. That's like, oh yeah, my friend, I told her that you could sing and she wants to do a song. Listen to it. And you like, yeah, the way my contract set up. And they're like, no, you just do the song with her. You know, I had an aunt that literally was like, you're gonna do the song. And I'm like, well, like, auntie, like, is you like, no, you're gonna do the song. And it was her boyfriend. Like, I know I'm actually not gonna do the song with your boyfriend. I'm actually not gonna be doing any type of music. But then I got to a point where I was willing to stop all of my success. I was willing to stop pushing myself. I was willing to put every last thing I ever loved in the places that favor was literally raining down on me. You know how many influencers have dropped songs and have never been on a tour with a top artist, have never been able to say, yeah, I'm on a tour with Chris Brown. I went to go do a performance real quick and I came back and Jacquees is on my song to say in one day that my morning started off in a mansion in Calabasas. I took a jet for the first time. We rode there in a Lambo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do a lot of people never had these experiences, but I was willing to put everything down because of the weight that was happening off the screen. My partner is going insane. I'm seeing insecurities pop out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My family is beefing. All of these things are happening, and it just seemed like the only way I can let all of these things go is I have to let it all go. I need to take a break. Not realizing that I really needed to cut a lot of people off and be okay that it was my season to leave them behind. And I had to be okay with what that looked like. I had to be okay that I was gonna have to say goodbye to a relationship, but I wanted it so bad. I had to say goodbye. And when I say relationship, not even just romance, like platonic. I had to say goodbye to a lot of stuff. A lot of my friends, it was for social media. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. But people weren't there in that house with me with the looks and the conversations and the meetings. There were conversations about how she get this deal and I didn't. It was so much stuff that it was so much stuff that was happening that was like a, if I keep going up, now this word is being thrown about me. Oh, she's selfish. Oh, she acting funny. Oh, she this. Oh, she that. And it's just like, huh? Like, wait, me? I'm doing what? Like, what do y'all mean? I could literally go move in with him right now. He's offering me a place in the house. I don't even have to come back to Houston. I don't even have to come back to Atlanta. But here I am coming back. Here I am literally like in this mansion, just made a song. You know what I'm saying? They about to go ride to San Francisco. And I'm like, no, hold on, because I got family on the phone and we're having a family meeting in this drama. You know what I'm saying? Or there's drama when I'm talking about this new family I took on, and it's like, oh yeah, we're moving out. Y'all got to pay the rent here, and I'm on full blown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on tour and my partner is talking about I'm gonna jump off this boat. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I'm literally on the phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Ari, they want you to do the song again, but Rich is gonna do the part with you. I'm like, hold on real quick. Still on the phone. Put the phone down. Go sing. Perform. Entertain. Then you get off. I'm like, hello. And it's just like, it was so much that was going on that I got to a place where I was like, I'm willing to put it all up just to have some peace. Because it wasn't worth it. It was literally, it wasn't worth it. I'm like, my friends are now beefing. And when everybody was to pinpoint why we were all getting into it, it all came down to do with jealousy. Because it should have been me. It should have been this. It should have been that. How she get a Fashion Nova deal? Oh, Janae, you must have got that for her. And it's like, no, my label did because I'm signed, because I'm actually good at what I do. How about that? Or like, I got favor over my life that had nothing to do with her. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, they had to pick somebody to blame for it. And again, going to personality, integrity, and who I was, never came out and said, no, this is that and the other. So now we got even more drama. I'm still on this tour and doing these amazing things. And there's 13 million people talking about my mama at this time. And then you sitting there like, wait, these people all got my number. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, what do I use this time for? To promote this song or address this beef? And then I don't address the beef, and I'm coming home and I'm seeing her cry, and I'm like, dang, because I'm like, I told you I mess with these folks because I could have seen it from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Just for everybody years later to say, yeah, we sorry, we were just going through a lot. We were scared that
you heifers.
You know what I'm saying? We were just scared that you were gonna do this. And you're like, I'm sorry, what? And the whole world believed it because of the influence. And then it didn't help that I'm not sitting on there going back and forth, because I'm like, why would I use this platform and this traction to give y'all more traction? Because we know drama sells. It would have been 18 bajillion videos about me. But it's just like, it just kept going and going, that the weight and the pressure of influencing made me just, I was so over. I didn't want to, it took away from the people who loved me. Like my supporters who's like, I love you so much, Ari. When are you coming back? When are you this? And I'm like, y'all, man's cheating on me, and y'all love us together. Like, I don't know what y'all want me to do, and I refuse to be one of them couples that just stick it through for a check. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't keep my manager because y'all all think that she a scammer, but actually she does a good job. She just acts like a mama sometimes and gets on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know what to do. So now I'm like, I don't want to make a video with my son, because if y'all say something about him, I'm gonna find out where you live. You know,
they're gonna shoot you.
And then you still got the fear of like, is people from the city finna try to come out and pop out like, I went to school with her, because everybody makes their rounds. Girls who tried to fight me, it was calling me names and stuff on the phone asking for promo, and I'm sitting there like, what? You start seeing people's true colors, and it can weigh you down. It can weigh you down watching people get praised for being these great influencers, these great people. And you're like, if only y'all met them behind the scenes, if only y'all knew. But then you don't want to be the person that says these things, because it's not in your character to go bash them. But the moment the mic come up, they'll take it easy, you know? So I think when it comes down to the pressure and the weight, it can be overwhelming. It can be very stressful. It can be very confusing when you're doing business and people are saying, no, we're family, but their actions are speaking business. And then when you start moving business, they get in their feelings as family. And then you like, you know what? How about I stop messing with you at all? And then everybody's like, why they stop? Why they stop? Why they stop? And I'm like, this girl left me in Houston completely drunk because she was mad because I was talking to other people. You know what I'm saying? She was upset that I had other friends and it wasn't her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't like that. We were hanging out all the time. Now you get around your other friends and you want to leave me. And so it's strangers taking care of me while I'm tore up until my man pull up. Like, it's just so much stuff was happening. Girl, you gon' goodbye. Well, why don't you link up with the goodbye? Because it's too much stress. You know, you go into the city, you got to tell everybody, hey, because she gonna feel a way that you didn't message her about this message and this message. But nobody wants to talk about you wouldn't have met her if you would have met her or her if I ain't introduce y'all, if I ain't push you, or if I ain't vouch for you when they said your attitude was nasty. And I said, no, she good. She just was acting like that because she was nervous. She thought she wanted her man. And we both know what the men were doing. You can go in any tea room now and find out what the men was doing now and then. Amen. So that's what I would say about that.
I'm so sorry you went.
It's
I
okay.
know I'm smiling, but I'm genuinely sorry. I'm genuinely sorry you went through all that. That's y'all don't know what happens behind the scenes with anything. Like that's why judging people and getting people business, we talked about it before, it's so like it's so much more, and it's so horrible when you see people attacking people when you don't know what happened. You wasn't in the room. You like it just and girl, you got me want to jump through this phone because y'all yeah, I'm gonna keep myself, but yeah, it's
Mhm.
very weighty, but the impact the impact is crazy, but the Lord is good.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that's how you know if you have that influencing like bug. You know what I mean? Like, for lack of a
Mm-hmm.
better word, like that's how you know that God has really blessed you with the spirit of influence, if we were to call it that. Like, you have the ability to move people anyway, at any time, no matter the distance. You know what I mean? And no matter the difficulty, but you really have to be built up for that. Like, to even,
Mm-hmm.
and here's the thing, you didn't ask for any of that, honey. Like, you didn't ask for the fame, you didn't ask for the money. And I honestly, I don't think you would have did it if you knew all that came with it, knowing
For
how you are.
sure.
You were a new mom
Corporate
who
Patty.
saw a new opportunity and wanted to start something for your son. You wanted to build something for Daniel. You wanted to you there was a time where you had to go to college, and so you had to make that difficult decision 2 weeks after Daniel is born to go and be in school and coming back every weekend, also working a job, also full-time student, to do all of that while still trying to be like, what's this YouTube thing? Because at the time, I don't think people are remembering the time and height that YouTube was at that time. Like, we hear Rich the
Mm-hmm.
Kid now maybe and go, that wasn't a, but he was at the top of charts at the time. That was a
Yeah, that was
huge
like right after New Freezer.
Mm-hmm.
that was a huge thing, like huge at the time, and you would not have done it, right? And I think you were
Mm-hmm.
just passionate about it. Like, you were trying new things, you were doing the beauty stuff, you were making homemade soap casserole. You know what I mean? Like, people don't remember that, and kind of at the same time, we're all kind of living our own lives, but just from the perspective as your sister who wasn't around for the entirety of everything,
Mm-hmm.
I saw the joy that you had at the beginning, the hunger, the drive, and then I started to see it kind of diminish, but never the influence that you had. Like Angel said, you
Mm-hmm.
would be gone for a year, for 2 years, or maybe 3 years, and you would come back. And it would still be like, okay, yeah, there's always a dip because people will flow and ebb in
Yeah.
anything. Whether you are Beyonce, will flow and ebb. There's certain things, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how great or influential you are, people are just
Mm-hmm.
going to be people, and like fish, they flow and fly wherever. But the base never left, like your riders like never left. And to see kind of the responsibility that you had, as well as the weight of all of that, it really is, it's commendable. But also, like, you are built for that,
Mm-hmm.
honey. Like, it's just an amazing thing
Yeah.
to see. Like, it's so, to get like to get a phone call in the middle of the night, like, this is going on, and be like, huh? Like, in this, you know what I mean? And then you're back. While all this is happening, you're still working. Like, you know what I mean? Because you're like, well, I gotta make sure my son is good. I gotta make sure my family is good. You know, the heart that you have to kind of, when we're at our lowest, and even you might have not, maybe not financially been at a low, but mentally been at a low, where you're taking us in, literally. You know what I mean? Like, we're living with you at this time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, influencing is not an easy thing because it comes with more responsibility, comes with more burden, you know. And then of course there's going
Yeah.
to be benefits. Yeah, you were making the money, but it came with so much responsibility, you know, not just for
Mm-hmm.
yourself but for other people. Because like you're saying, you're introducing people to other people so that they now become or get to somewhat
Yeah.
semblance of the status that they want and saw in you.
And if
Just,
anybody ever thought colorism wasn't ever ain't not
oh
been a
my
thing,
God.
it has. Since I began in the beginning, I only been around light skinned girls. Every last influencer. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just sitting there like, listen, you know what I'm saying? And
All
then
the same.
yeah, it's just it was so many just different points. Even just being a upcoming influencer and having to learn that balance of showing somebody support and not fangirling. because somebody else, I remember when at the beginning you got 28,000, they got 300K, they going crazy on Vine, you know what I'm saying? And they're popular in their own era. They believe they're Chris Brown at this era. Like, you're a peasant, like, you know what I'm saying? And these are literal conversations. I was just like, people pay money to hang out, like people pay money at our meet and greets just to meet us, just to hear us, you know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all around here, y'all not even trying hard. And I remember being sent back to Fort Wayne, and I remember talking to my brother, and I remember Damon looking at me like, pretty much just having a conversation like, I'm not kissing nobody's butt. And I'm like, you don't have to kiss their butt, you can still be yourself. But I'm like, it's you just gotta keep working. So I'm running these videos with Damon, running these videos with him. I'm like, no, this don't look good, let's redo. And he like, bruh, I'm not. And I'm like, come on. But then I remember mom get on the phone, and they'll be like, oh, where you been at, when you coming back down? I'm like, I'm up here working. Remember, y'all told us that we need to work to prove that we should even be around in y'all circle. And people go, why you don't be with this house? Be with this house. These houses made me work for it. These houses was not just, oh, she cool. I had begged. I took my first $800 check. I went to Charlotte Russe. I didn't know how to put a wig on. I didn't know how to do no makeup. I didn't know how to dress. I didn't know how to do none of that stuff. I'm figuring it out on my own. There was no girls coming around trying to give me no real proper tools, no real proper steps. It was none of that. Like, it was them girls wasn't trying to help me, and people don't know about that because they see the video of you being smile, you know, you smile, or the one time they help you, and you sitting there like, girl, what? Like, I used to like, you know what I'm saying? She never really came downstairs for real. What about the day that they all went and got massages and didn't even ask me? And I came out the room like, huh? But me and the other influencer who don't got to follow, we just sitting there like, oh, no, they have went to get massages, and they like, oh, it was the top of the moment. And it was just like, no, it wasn't. Like, y'all planned this. Y'all got in the car. Y'all said, let's go get massages. But y'all was counting my pockets, didn't know I had a mama. Amen. But it was just like, we don't talk about these things. We just overlook it, and we just, you know, we keep going. And I just remember working and being in these groups and then getting another check and saying, hey, I will literally pay to be in this house. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a whole extra room. I'm literally sleeping in there already. Like, I'm here all the time. Why? And it was just like, no, we just wanted to be us three. Then they had their girls pull up, and it was just like, you know, it's no kids at this time. There was no, we having kids. It was, now everybody and their mama got a kid, unless you with the other side, but everybody got a kid, so they understand now. But at that time, I'm the only one at this time who has a kid. So it was just like when it's time to do this video, hey, make sure he pull up because we finna do this video. And you like, oh, okay. And then the video do a completely different direction that you thinking, and you like, what the heck is going on? But when it was time to give that room, nobody to the day ever went in there. But it was just like, no, you can't live here. We don't want you here. Then it's like, no, we love you, girl. We always locked in. You the one. And you like, I didn't ask to stay here for free. All of y'all videos, I'm in there, and they do good. And my videos with y'all do good. I can afford it if we keep it up. But no, y'all didn't want me there. That's why I be getting mad when people be like, oh, Tap House. I'm like, it was 2 A's. I don't care what y'all say. It was 2 A's. Go watch the videos. You know what I'm saying? Go replay it back. You know, and who you think was recording that? Who you think was doing that? Who you think was sitting in the other room when they did run that video while I was upstairs? I was there. Like, I played a role in it. Just life just start happening. So I think it's just like when those things happen, you just be sitting there like, it's a tap. So then you get into your own era and you start your own wave. And now I'm in this whole new group. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to New York. I'm not about to just be linked up with the four, because what was gonna happen? Like, what was gonna happen if I went there? I would have been linked up with Patty, and that's how it would have went. And I would have been up there, and I would have been just following after. And then what would happen to me? Let's be honest. What would have really happened to me? Not nothing good. That would have went how Just Crazy Clout Game went for me. Then I went in this era, but a lot of people was messing with me in that house too. Not because I'm just so funny, because I'm kind of quiet at the beginning. These people that's from the other groups that's still popping at this time, calling my phone. Hey, girl, hey, this. I'm in the car like, what's up, girl? You know, it's just so much stuff goes on behind the scenes that nobody talks about, and nobody's ever honest about. That it's such a business. A lot of these relationships are business structured. They're not genuine. They're not authentic. And when they fall out, you see it every single time because they make a dish video. They say something shady, and you see it every single time. But people didn't like me because I didn't want to play along. I'm like, if we're doing business, it's just business. Don't pretend to be my bestie. I'm not claiming you as my bestie. We're not doing that because it looks good for numbers, because it makes the most sense. I'm not doing that. It just doesn't make sense. Why pretend? Like, why keep up this facade? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that ended up being something that made me stand out, but it also made me a big enemy. That it was like, we don't F with her at all. Can't stand
But you
her.
want to use her.
Like, can't stand her at all. You know, like whenever I used to get into it with Banana Crew, because they would just do something to tick me off. It was like, okay, come do a video with us. Whenever I'm doing videos, them Banana Crew, man, and you just like, well, you know what I'm saying? Then at that point, you're like, I don't want to do a video with not one of y'all. I don't want to do a video with nobody. You know what I'm saying? But then you still playing this part that's like, okay, I gotta be strategic in this. I gotta be smart about this, because me leaving and going solo does not just affect me. It affects my family, because I still got a family member in here. But when everybody had did their little daggers and showed themselves to, you know, when it came down to my family and even their relationship with me, it was just one of those like okay, we cut me off. We pushed me in the ocean. We said survive, and hopefully she makes it to land. Okay. And I said, they cut me off. They put me in the ocean. They blacklisted me. Okay. I'm going to stay here. I like it here. Nobody's talking about me. I'm not on Shade Room Teens. Nobody's mentioning me. Nobody cares if my hair is done, not done. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to act like I got $1 bajillion. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I can just chill now. I can go heal. I can go take some time for me. But no matter what I was trying to do, everything kept circling back to influencing. I'm just like, yo, should I get me a job? Should I start me a business? But I couldn't stop this love and this excitement I had when I came down to influencing, of wanting to do my own house, wanted to have my own groups, wanted to just do stuff my own way. Cause I can judge people, but when you work with other people, you gotta be like, okay, well, we can compromise. I'm like, no, this girl's gonna be a problem. And they end up being that. And I'm like, I refuse to build up another monster. I'm not doing it. I refuse to do it. So then it's just like let me stay in this water and just float. Then 1 year went by, 2 year went by, 3 years went by. And it just went there. And now I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
We gonna do it. We're just gonna figure out, we're just gonna let the Lord lead me this time. See what happens.
On
Well, I
the
think it's like,
back end, like we all kind of came in towards the end, but on the back end, like you're not only very strategic and wise in the way that you remove, you're also a natural peacemaker. Like in a lot of ways, it came down to like people pleasing in a way, but for the sake of
Mm-hmm.
keeping the peace, you would make that decision. And you know me, I don't care about none of that. So, because if we gonna do it, let's do it. You know, like let's. If we doing that, let's go. You know, I remember, and I'm not gonna say who all was there, but this was still in the height of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a meeting that was had where you were the topic of the conversation, just as a witness to all of this and what you're saying. Like, I was there before you got there. I was there before you and your partner at the time walked in the house into this intervention type stuff. And we're sitting there, but mind you, like you said, you still have family in this thing. And so they're also having to play the piece, you know what I mean? And keep the peace because, you know, we're kind of the glue in the situation. And I'm sitting like,
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody been in my video, so I'll say it, you know? Which is terrible, not a good thing because it was actually very counterproductive to what I had going on. But I'm like, we gonna wait
Mm-hmm.
till she get here, you know, because you know I'll fight for you, honey, like physically, like I'll fight
Period.
anybody about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she like just to kind of like not to go too deep into it, but I think this is important because it speaks to your character and the kind of the character
Mm-hmm.
that you need to have for influencing. Like you have to be a person who will choose peace over violence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And God's working on me and He working on me. I've leveled out a little bit, you know, but
amen.
you have such a like you really are able to kind of collect yourself in the heat of the moment because that was not a good conversation. That was not a thing to walk into literally blindsided by. And the only way you knew you're walking into, I believe we were texting you like, hey, like, you know, like when you come in,
It's some
da da
drama
da.
going
And
on.
it was yeah, like and it was bad. And mom's so dramatic actually, because I don't remember none of this. But mom tells a story and she goes, like you said, like you sat up in your seat and you said, well, we're gonna wait till she gets here. Like,
That for
but
sure
she's so
sound like
dramatic.
you.
But It do sound like me. It does. It
Mhm.
does. I have been delivered. Amen. I will choose prayer over hands. Prayer over pause.
Sometimes it's
Put the
needed.
pause on,
Yeah,
but
just slightly.
Sometimes a
but
little slap.
but I just think sometimes you need that. But I just think it just goes to show that you've always been kind of that peacemaker, and I think it's necessary for somebody who wants to be influential or who already
Mhm.
is an influencer. Like you have to be a person who is level-headed above all else.
You gotta
Yeah.
Like
check
who
your
is
heart.
calm above all else in the face of adversity, in the face of like people are trying to literally destroy you. People are trying to take money out of your pockets, food off your table type stuff, trying to mess up your home, trying to bring division into your house because you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
legit. Like not
Mhm.
euphemism, not metaphor. Like this was literal stuff that was happening. Like they was on some foolishness. And this is the little bit that I know. I can't imagine
Mhm.
being in the house. I'm across the country literally when all this is happening and I'm hearing about the little stuff like, well, but I think you have to have the character of an influencer before you ever become an influencer is the point that I'm
Mhm.
making and bringing that up. You have
Yeah.
always been that way.
Yeah.
Since you were little, you've always been the peacemaker, as the oldest. It's
Mhm.
kind of I feel like you've kind of been it, and it's always kind of been an expectation for you to be the peacemaker as you were the oldest. Like
Mhm.
even with mom, like mom would flip out about the house. You're like, y'all, but if we clean it before she get here, you know, don't
Yeah.
ask her that in the meeting. Come tell her. You used to hate Damon in the meetings. Like we know that she be flipping out. Why would you tell her in the meeting that she flipping out? Like
I
you've
never
always had
understood
this kind of
that.
wisdom. It never made sense to you. And I was always in the middle because I'm like, well, he's spitting a little bit. She is wilding out right now. And you never
She the
disagreed with
instigator.
that. But you always had like the ability to overcome. Like, and I just think
Mhm.
like that's the best way to say it. You've always had the ability to overcome, and I think being an influencer it comes with like this inbuilt armor to kind of overcome whatever obstacles or battles come in the way because you're an
Yeah.
influencer. Everybody's going to be shooting arrows at you, but I think the true test of influencing is your ability to overcome. And I think I'm just so proud of you so much because you're truly like an inspiration. Like you're really like a good role model. Like I think Daniel is so blessed to have you, and we're definitely blessed to have you. But you made me proud in so many ways, and maybe not in the ways that you always wanted to, but just in watching you, you've always been that girl. I'm trying to tell you,
Oh, Dana. That's so nice. That's so
You better
kind.
not start crying. You
I'm
better
not.
not.
I'm really not. I'm gonna thug out. I'm gonna probably cry afterwards. But I
After it's
will say for
crazy.
anybody that's desiring to be an influencer as well as having like a like as we were just talking about, like you have to have the mindset before you even get there. Something I would give like just a tip would just be like making sure like make sure that when you choose a side that you stand behind that side that you choose, and make sure that you don't choose the side based off of who your friend may be off in that season. And I say that because a lot of times you don't, and also to remain humble, you don't know who's in the room. I don't care if somebody got 5 million followers and somebody got 5,000. Those 5,000 don't know you. That 5 million don't know you. And sometimes, if I'm being honest with you, that 5 million won't work with you just because you got 5,000, just because you work hard and you're so talented, because it's a numbers thing. And it's how is it going to look for me? They're going to get 30,000. I'm only going to get what? Maybe a couple hundred. What's it called? They made it off. Da, da, da. You don't be discouraged when somebody is not willing to work with you. Don't be discouraged if the people that you are around, nobody seems to have bigger numbers. When you come together and you work together and y'all are authentic, y'all are doing what y'all know works, y'all are studying the people that went before you, and you're filling in the void that people no longer have, then, and God first, and he has a plan, and this is what he has planned for you, it's gonna go. It's naturally gonna go. I remember the moments of feeling like, okay, everybody has moved into their own new mansions, they new houses, they got the new cars, the new wardrobe. I'm making something, but I'm not making something. And I made more impact and grew more subscribers and money with the group that didn't have the big numbers like the other groups I was in, that didn't have millions and millions and millions. But if you do the calculations, I wasn't really on their page. I wasn't really in their descriptions. It was this new group that came around that we were pushing each other. And we all end up hitting a million, right there, because it was a strategy to it, it was a system to it. And so when you're going in this thing, make sure that you're You're strategic about when you're choosing sides, or when you want to hop on the bandwagon. And let's say random person, let's say everybody's on this train of the influencer stream. I'm just gonna name a random. I don't even know if that's a real person. And everybody's hating on stream, and you think that you can make a good video real quick, make it off. If you have desires to meet stream and you don't know who's friends with stream, because relationships will play such a huge part in this industry, just like with music. If you, it's just like using a Tory Lane situation. You go say, oh, we cool with Tory Lanez. Don't think you about to do a song with Megan. Don't think you about to come into the same, go to her birthday party that everybody goes to after the BET Awards every year. You're not going to that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very strategic about when you're picking sides and playing the fence and being okay. I feel like the position that I played with not being messy when I could have been messy, and not going in and dropping stuff that I still know about people to this day that I ain't never gonna say, but just a disclaimer that I still got it. but but to be able to still go in the rooms with these people, I had to think bigger than what my emotions was at that moment. I had to think bigger on something on the later. You know what I'm saying? I had to think bigger on, okay, is this relationship, is this person, is this something that I can do without? You know what I'm saying? But is this something that will hinder me later on down the line? And that's when I think wisdom and discernment plays a big part, because you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I just said I hated Fanita. You know what I'm saying? OMG. And now Raven Simone won't do a video with me because she likes her. And she's like, oh, I don't want no controversy. It's, you have to be very strategic. Just like when people say their digital footprint, that stuff is important. What you put out there, the tweets that you're making just to be on the trend because you cool with Ray Monte and you want to just go with the Cardi B. You want to be mad at Cardi B too, but you want to be a singer. You don't think she gonna do her research and that her fans not gonna do her research and find out that you made tweets back in 2024 and now it's 2032? Being very mindful. And I feel like mom taught us the most amazing thing: never say nothing, never say anything that you don't mind hearing back. And I've kept that in all my relationships, that anything that anybody to this very current day makes a video about me about, I have no problem with it, because I will never tell you anything that I don't mind hearing back. You think I'm gonna tell you, like, you know what I'm saying, the last time I was at the doctor's and if the doctor told me I got 19 vision or 2020? No. Because I can tell who you are based off of your character. I'm not slow. But do you think I care that if you make a video, nobody can make a video and tell my business? Nobody could say, well, that's why her. No, you couldn't do that, because I knew how to gauge it. But it was hard because people start feeling type of way. You're not telling us your business. I don't know nothing about you. And you never will, because who would have knew 3 years later there would have been a video drop and you would have told them what color my drawers was. You would have told them if I washed in between my toes with the same sock I washed my face with. Who would have knew? If I would have went and just told y'all my business, because we best friends in this season. So using your discernment, having wisdom, and making sure that you are not making decisions off of your emotions and being strategic. If you have a plan to be an influencer, you want to make an impact, you want to make a difference. Do not go and say, I'm gonna go bash, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Beast, when you know good and well if he asked you to be in video, you want to be in it. It doesn't make any sense. And don't go into rooms and not speak to people because you think that you're better than, your numbers are better than, because half of these people don't even know you. Half these people will never know you. A lot of the people that are in this industry right now and they're streaming, they're popping, you'll be like, oh, Jasmine. I use Jasmine Sullivan as an example all the time. Like, oh, she fell off. Oh, she this. But if she threw a concert right now, the people for her target audience who loves her and trusts in her. But if you keep comparing her to Beyonce, that's where we mess up at. Stop comparing. But don't down Jasmine Sullivan just because you want to be so on Beyonce's team. Make sure that you are using discernment. Make sure you're using wisdom, and you're treating all people with respect, because you never know the time. Somebody right now could have 1 million followers and next year numbers is plummeting. Somebody right now could have, you know what I'm saying, numbers plummeting, and next year at 1 million followers. You never know. So don't belittle somebody because they might be doing YouTube and working at Cake Shack. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't pay attention to numbers. It's about character and personality and relationship. That will get you further than any of these numbers can. Because if we stuck to the numbers, I'll be making videos with specific people right now because of numbers and dealing with some nasty freaking attitudes because it just makes sense on the numbers. But I refuse to put my piece in that and feel like I gotta stroke your ego because you might have an attitude in this video because you didn't eat. Shade or no shade, take it. Not doing it.
Take it.
You know what I'm saying? I can, you know what I'm saying, quick, easy check, but no. Won't see me doing it.
Legit. But there's one thing that, just to kind of hone into your thing, there's one thing that Papalo says all the time. and or that he said one time, and it stuck with me in the same way that the thing that mom taught us stuck with me. And he says, I try to honor everybody because they all carry God, and even 1% of God is too much God. Said, dang, like it makes you view people completely differently. You know what I mean? My good says you used to work at Taco Bell, and now people are still messaging you like, "Hey, when can we?" You know what I mean? Like if we go based off of the current
And
stature of
McDonald's.
somebody, you know, okay, you oh
Period.
yeah, you was a McDonald's shawty, honey,
Yeah,
with
McDonald's
the
and
little
Taco Bell.
hat.
I
You
was
was
in
a
there.
kid.
You want a cookie
Making your
toast?
burrito back. You used to love the little cookie toast though. You used to be like, let me get a cookie toast at 12 midnight. Why are you going up there making people make cookies right
Listen,
now?
I used to put some cookies in right before my shift. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a cookie toast today. Right before my shift, I'm looking at the clock like, it's finna. I'm about to get the fresh batch. You hear me? I was making I was making tacos that's on the menu now. Of course, I was putting them concoctions together. I was okay. Look, listen, my tacos had rice on it. You would have think I was at home. I said, y'all gonna throw all this away? Oh no! They used to come. Listen, I was going back to the dorm like every bag, yes sir, with my non-slip shoes on. And then for sure, uniform was not always clean because baby, washing in college is expensive. Because am I about to use my Wayne bucks for the washer? You think so? Oh no, heck
you better go in that sink and start air
Listen, and I don't go to my aunties until next weekend. No, you can forget about it. Only when it get bad.
You gonna start stinking.
She like, dang, you smell like grease. I'm like, all right, now this is. I had a little rotation. I'm like, listen, I need 2 shirts and 2 pants. I was flipping them bad boys out. Do you hear me? I used to be so mad if somebody spilled something on me. Like, I gotta clean this. Hold up.
I'm cracking up. You had a lot. You had a system. You had it going.
The parties I miss coming back home, child. Wayne State, Michigan State. I said, come on now. I'm like, Mom, do I have to come? And he like, girl, you got a whole 6-month year. He's like, ah! Where's your daddy? Hey, goodness gracious. I'm on the Greyhound bus. People stinking. I'm nauseous, just chewing gum. I'm in Toledo. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, what is happening? This is life every single Thursday night. And then come back Sunday, school on Monday. Crazy.
The sister, you had a full-time life. Man, I don't think I got nothing to say. I'm just here for looks.
Once I found out it was money on YouTube being entertaining, I said, and it was on accident. It was on a full-blown accident. I'm just sitting in Damon's room watching TV with him. And then Bianca popped up. I'm like, nah, this girl, like, she was with me when we was like in labor and stuff. Like, what you talking about? Like, I said, okay. I'm like, dang, like, what is this? Then we link up again. She had a baby. How we just was like in contact, out of contact, because I had left and went to school. And I remember coming over to her house and I said, this nice. And I'm like, we getting our nails done every Friday. And she like, oh, I got it. I'm like, girl, she talking about gel. No, I ain't getting no gel. I'm like, I'm on a college budget. Like, I'm like, girl, what? We're not gonna do that. Like, she's like, no, I got it. I'm like, still getting like a basic one color. I'm like, okay. And I said, what you mean? You can pay for our nails and you want to get Culvers? That's wild. That is wild. And then you're not just getting Culvers for me, you get it for the house too and me. And you like, get whatever you want. Girl, I said, what are you doing? And how do I get into it too? I need to know yesterday. Like, oh, YouTube. I'm like, YouTube what? What you mean? What y'all selling stuff on there? Like, what do you mean? What are y'all doing?
Y'all scamming?
I need to know what is the kid, child? And then when I wasn't making money, I'm like, I'm gonna stick this bad boy out. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. in that basement. I'm recording videos. I'm recording reactions. I'm going crazy. I'm like, I'm getting up out this hood now. I don't know. I'm getting up out this hood. Still in the suburbs, y'all. Don't mind.
Can we talk about like the impact of being around an influencer? Like being around, like who you're around? Because I think in terms of, well, I'm gonna speak my truth today. Just it just felt like the moment to be dramatic. But it's being around an influencer, because a lot of the things that it has an impact on the people you're around too. Because speaking for myself, in terms of me being a content creator, this was me getting into YouTube and into Instagram and TikTok, all that stuff. It was because I saw what you and mom was doing. I saw what y'all were doing, and I would never want to be involved with the other stuff. But I was here for a good time, not a long time. But I ended up stumbling into my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, and wow, I said it out loud, and I said, "Wow, I didn't even think of that." Amen. But I ended up stumbling into my purpose, because it was like beauty has always been something that I've always been in, always been interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started doing the whole like of the content creator thing, it pushed me more, and of course, added on to the Lord, saying working His ways. But the can we like talk about for a bit like the impact of being around influencer, the importance of who you're around? Because I think
Mm-hmm.
even people have the gift of influence that can still use it for bad. Like
Mm-hmm.
God
For
gives
sure.
gift without, what is it? God gives gifts without repentance. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
still have the gift of influence and use it for horrible, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
So elaborate,
Mm.
ladies. Elaborate, ladies.
Go ahead, Dana. You look like he's about to come off.
Yeah. Well, I think it will push you. I think somebody who has an influential spirit is somebody who has a lot of hard work. Like they are a person who is self sufficient, meaning that they can push themselves to get into anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
being around Ari and noting that she's an influencer, she was doing 10 videos a day. Not
It's
only,
crazy.
if I'm not wrong, you were not only recording 10 videos a day, you were also uploading just that many in the
Insane.
same day. Well, that is an insane work ethic. You know what I mean? Like that ability, but seeing that will push you. And then to Angel's point, an influencer can influence you even into your own purpose, right? They can push
Mm-hmm.
you to
Mm-hmm.
the place that you need to be in just by looking at them being like, dang, am I doing enough? You like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think I'm doing enough right now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So then you like, well, I could do 5 videos a day, or let me try to do 10 a day. You like, I capped out at 1.5. Like you ain't even finished that second video. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, but it will push you to whatever it is that you're doing. It might push you into the same thing that they're doing just because you see the results that they're getting. But I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
necessarily means that that's the thing that you're supposed to do, right? And we thank God for you, Angel, that that was actually a thing. But I think for a lot of us,
Mm-hmm.
especially in our family at least, a lot of us tried the same thing and it wasn't for us. Like we
Mm-hmm.
were, because of proximity, we were minutely successful at it, but it wasn't the thing that God really wanted for us. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't truly the blessing that God wants for us, because it says like the blessing of God maketh rich and adds no sorrow. Like it was a whole lot of sorrow. It wasn't just hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a whole lot of sorrow, and there was like, well, this can't be it. Like looking back and now, you're like, that definitely wasn't it. But now you're like, dang. Like at the time, you're like, it's worth it a little bit, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't worth it
Mm-hmm.
enough to keep going through the thing. But then now who we are now and the wisdom that God has given us and the maturity that we've gained, you're like, dang, yeah, no, that wasn't like that. Like it had been time to move on. It had been, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it had been time to grow. And so, excuse me, being around an influencer, it's I think it's a sign of elevation for you, right? And
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's somebody that you have close proximity with, like if it's
Mm-hmm.
your sister or if it's your, it's a sign of a time for you, like it's time to elevate, it's time to get to the next thing. So when you're around great people, you attract great people. You know what I mean? It says your gift will make room for you. Like it puts you
Mm-hmm.
before great men. So when you get before great men, you have to be greater. Like you have to get to that next level, that next step. And you get it by being with that person. You get it by being
Mm-hmm.
with the person who is influential. Right. Because we
Yeah.
learned so much from Erin. We learned so much from mom. The back end stuff, the SEO, the tags and
That's the part right
the
there.
descriptions and the thumbnails and the
And I think for me, I think being being impacted from the influence and not necessarily being the influencer, I think it did two things for me. It motivated me, but it also made me a little jealous because I'm like, is something wrong with me? Am I not good enough that I can't have this influence? That I'm not. That I'm not. That people. Well, that people aren't. What's the word? What's the word? I don't want to say moved because that sounds a little crazy, but it's a word I had, but I can't remember it. But that I just jealousy was kind of formed at a point, but I never let it get to a point where I'm like, I can't stand this HOE. You know? I don't know. Today I'm just feeling very drastic. I'm sorry, guys. It was a joke. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Angel.
Oh my goodness, so bad. I was not called. Oh my god. I need to cancel myself right now. Oh god, this is so embarrassing.
Angel.
I wasn't calling her HOE. It was just an expression. Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. I was. Oh god. Because
She's back there like,
no, because it seemed like now I was back there calling her HOE, but I wasn't. It just. Oh god. That's not what was happening. Oh my god.
Angel, go ahead. Just go ahead and finish your thought, baby girl. Finish your thought, honey.
I promise you. I wasn't.
girl, finish your thought.
I was not calling her HOE. Okay.
Move on.
What I said.
It's okay.
But I was just. Oh god. You know I wasn't calling.
Girl, come on.
to make sure. But yeah, it being not being the person who is the influencer, but being around it, just being like a receiver of it. It just curated like insecurity is the best way to say it. The insecurity of I'm not good enough. It made you brought me into comparison. So I think just for anybody who doesn't necessarily like who's around people like that who have the gift of influence who has the gift of influence, don't be jealous. Don't compare yourself because you have your own gifts that God has given you. You have your own purpose, and it's no point in comparing. It literally is draining. It will eat you alive. It will kill you. It will. It's very depressing. So don't do it.
I think being around other influencers too, something that I did notice that I either liked or disliked is I can't stand a gatekeeper. And I cannot stand a gatekeeper. And that is real. Like I want to do YouTube and be like, yeah, you just got to start. Girl, no. How do I make the page sign up? But then you got the ones that don't do any type of lick of research. Like, I think a good example is Daddy. If you ever watch this, is my dad. He has a tendency to be like, yeah, I want to start a t-shirt business. He'd be like, oh, okay. He'd be like, I know you had did the t-shirts before, so what do I do? You like, did you watch any videos? And he like, no, not yet. I just know that you did it. And you like, okay, well, yeah, you make the videos. So do YouTube post from the ads or the? And I'm like, but then you come off rude if you like, Daddy, I'm not asking another one of these dang on questions because I don't want to hear about it. You really irritating me if you keep asking me the same old dang on thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that's like you know what I'm saying? Like being around certain people can make it like what I'm trying to say is that being around people who are open to giving the information, I think that's super helpful. That's like hey, y'all, like y'all ain't know Snapchat be paying, but I don't like when people go, oh girl, snap, and this is like Snapchat paying. You like, wait, really? Like, yeah, but you got to get into this program. It took me forever to get the manager I got. Oh, you want me to be your friend to get it? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know you. Like, I didn't know you for, and this not no new. This is like, I didn't know you for a while. Like, what you want me to do? So like, we don't even talk on a regular basis. I'm just now, and as the other person, it's like why would I give you my connect? Like, why would I give you? But it's like you don't get no money from not putting me. You know what I'm saying? I'm already getting the numbers. To get in the Snapchat program, you have to know somebody. And this is a reoccurring thing. I watched the podcast. If anybody's ever seen it, it's this guy, and this happened to him and his friend. It's like we're in this Discord and we're doing good on Snapchat, but like we can't seem to get a Snapchat, program person over us. But luckily, one of the guys ended up doing like a video, and we screen recorded, we caught it, we had to run it back, watch it. But why did you have to go through all of this? Because they didn't want you to get it. Because some people don't want you to match their bag. They say, I want all my friends to have a bag, but you don't, because if everybody got a bag, everybody has an opinion. Versus when you're on the trip and you pay for the trip, you're in charge. We go where you say you go because I mean she paid for the ATV, so we got an ATV wheel. So when everybody's low, you get to be the big dog. But if everybody got money, then it's gonna come down to personality. It's gonna come down to I don't want to go to Turks and Caicos. Well, y'all go to Turks and Caicos this week. I'm just gonna go to Albany. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Albany, New Mexico, and I'm finna meet Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? People gonna go, okay, she know, and then it goes into who got what, and people don't be paying attention to that. People will sit there and go, I go with her, I hang out with her, I'm gonna be in a whole bunch of fancy places, but I might not get a YouTube video. But with Ari, I might get 3 YouTube videos, get some subscribers, get some what's it called, but we might be like in Atlanta. Okay, which one can I benefit off the most of? I don't know when I'm gonna ever go to Turks and Caicos. Ari's scared to travel international. But then he goes, she going to Albany, she going to New Mexico. They both paying me to, you know what I'm saying? They both paying me to go. She's a jerk when she drunk. She a good time, but when she a good time, we don't get no sleep. But here over here, he supposed to be having a meeting with Grant Cardone, you know. And I'm like, if I get in that room, I already know I can just work my thing. Then people be forgetting. You wake up at 7 a.m. You like, yo, bro, when your meeting? Oh, bro, it was at 3 a.m. I didn't tell you. You sitting there like, is crazy. What you mean? Like, no, because he just wanted groupies. He didn't want no genuine friends around him. He didn't want you to put it up your camera, because if he really wanted his team on, this information that he's selling in this ebook, he would have gave you already. But nah, he just have you in these meetings, but you feel like you a part of it because, oh, I was in these meetings with him and he put me hip. But your friend is not actually your friend because he didn't care. He didn't sit down with you and say, yo, you got a great platform, is working. Be consistent. You can stand on your own. You don't need other people with you. But he wants you to ride around with him, and he not putting no food on your plate. But he see you struggling. You think people can't pay attention to if you got it or don't got it because it's time to eat, and you like, no, I'm good. Bro, you ain't eat since yesterday. I seen when you ate. What you mean? And when you at home, you eat all the time. It's like, damn, because my mama be cooking. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Or like, food be free. Like, but I'm not spending it here. But some people don't want to see you on. Some people don't want to see you reaching to that level. And you can see it when they whole circle up. Everybody around him ain't got it. Why you ain't? He got the personality. Help him on YouTube. You know what doing a few videos can do. Like you know your impact. Why not do it? But as the other end, I know what it feels like to be that influencer that's like, bro, these people wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? And they only making their content around me. So what happens when I go to Mexico with my girl, or I go to, Michigan with my dude? Now you sitting there, you ain't got nothing. I had people be like, I made 3 videos with you, Ari. I made $1,000. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. Keep it going. Yeah, when you ready to film, I'm like, well, I'm tired today. I filmed all my videos yesterday. Like, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, dang, that's messed up. That's the thing. You like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, fine, I got you. You know, being in these houses, everybody like, oh, it was so much fun. We were doing double-digit numbers, because when you're done with your video for your page, they're like, yeah, you owe me, run me mine. I just gave you a full performance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got me and I just went out. You know what I'm saying? You pour water on my head, but buddy, my bed's wet. I gotta go dry it. I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? You finna do this rap challenge. You finna do this cinnamon challenge. I'm finna set the camera up downstairs. Be ready in 30 minutes. You need a break or something? Oh, you finna eat, Ari? Yeah, let me grab some Sonic with you. We finna do a mukbang. You ain't going to sleep. You like, okay, we finna go to the movie. Everybody, camera up. Y'all like, let's just chill tonight. But let somebody listen. You live? Oh, they popping over there. Let me go too. Why you? It gets real. The numbers, the power play, the who popping. It gets real. And don't you dare say that. Oh, they only popping because my name in the video. Oh, HE hockey sticks going loose. Like, oh, Ari, they like you in my video. But you like, you scared at this point because they not really listen. It gets wicked. You got to have a strong mind. You got to have a clear plan. You got to stay focused. And you got to have solid people around you. And sometimes the solid people around you may have 9-to-5s. The solid people around you may be entrepreneurs. The solid people around you may be influencers. The solid people around you may not be strong enough that if people in the comments say that she was looking weird, but she had an attitude that day because her and her man got into it, she can look at them comments, make it into a beef. And now she in the house looking at you weird. People don't pay attention that the comments and stuff can really affect the relationship if you allow it to get inside your home. You can't let those things get inside your home. You can't let, oh, you look dusty, you look this. You can't let those things get to you. Even when I was getting like you fell off, I'm like, did I have to stop? And I said, wait a minute, Ari, wait a minute. if I wanted to do this and do that and do that, and I said when I had popping numbers, I was still on live with my ponytail. You know what I'm saying? I have honor that my hair is mine. Like I feel good about it that I'm not bald head. Like it's one of my pieces, you know, like but I never had to do too much. Where now you have people who will never come on there as their authentic selves that you would never even know. She can barely see. She wears glasses every night. But you wouldn't know that because she will never show y'all that because she's it girl. She's the one girl. She's the model girl. She's your Pinterest girl. When it's like when you come to me, you're gonna get me. So that way I can come on here in any compartment. I can come on here in any aspect of my life and be my authentic self because you're not expecting hair to be done all the time. It's a me thing that wants it done. You know what I'm saying? Not a this is what I've given. This is the only way I can show up type of thing.
Do it for yourself.
So that's all I gotta say.
Real quick, I know we're about to wrap up, but real quick, I did want to mention like when it comes to giving so much. When you was talking about, I'm running 20 videos for you, but when it comes to like giving so much, giving stuff, when it comes to business, when it comes to like, it comes to business, comes to things you're working in. I feel like at a certain point, don't gatekeep. Hear me, don't gatekeep, because I feel like that's something that I've been working with myself, because I thought myself I was kind of gatekeeping with certain stuff, but don't gatekeep. But at the same time, I think people will take advantage of what you have if it's for free. Like you're not gonna value me if you don't gotta pay for it. If it's for free, if you can get every part of me, if you can get everything for free, what that's where people can use. But you can't use me if you gotta pay. If you're coming and you paying for this service, you're going to value it because it's your hard earned money. So I feel like with certain things at a certain point, I feel like number one, for the people who is spending the money, sometimes it's wise to invest. Okay, don't be around here. Oh, they bad because you gotta pay to collab with them. No, I don't have the time. I don't have the. I'm not about to give you this for free. Like I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. You know what I'm saying? And then also for the people who are charging, I'm one of those people. I ain't got nothing charging for yet, but soon. Amen. But for the people who are charging, don't be scared to charge, because people are not going to value stuff if they don't have to pay for it, whether it be with their time, with their money, with their resources, with their energy. So all I gotta say is just for myself and for y'all, for all of us, just like don't be giving up stuff for free. Yeah,
I agree. This was a good conversation. Like this was a good topic. I really enjoyed this conversation. I enjoyed this live and everything as well. I love talking to y'all. I like that every time we come to these conversations, we're able to like reflect on some stuff. It be real. It take us back even back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Even reliving them Taco Bell and McDonald's days and just reliving the whole thing and being able to allow people to walk away with everything that you may have heard that may have happened to me or to Angel or to Dana in this industry or any industry. Do not allow that to discourage you from fulfilling what you believe you've been called to do in this season. Do not try to connect. Do not try to overlook your talents with the response that you're getting. You're still talented. You're still great at what you do. So it's not about, oh, you know what I'm saying, I didn't get these many followers. You never know when your video may take off. You never know if that one person who needed to see it maybe the next something that was just like, hey, like it's never, sometimes we don't understand why things are happening the way that they happen. We don't understand why things are going the way that they're going. We don't understand what's next for us. We may be confused. We may not even feel like we have a clear tunnel vision. But don't be discouraged by the pain. Don't be discouraged by the hard work. Don't be discouraged by the numbers. Don't be discouraged by starting over. I have a very big platform on multiple platforms, and I'm starting over. I'm having to revive them and show them who I am, that there's parts of me that has changed, but I'm still funny. I'm still goofy. But like, hey, before we do this, I'm now publicly praying, or when I get off of here and I'm not live on Sunday or I'm not doing this, it's like because I'm in church and I'm actually a leader in the church, and not going off of, oh, as a leader, all my content now has to be, prayer this, prayer that. So don't be discouraged. Don't keep your lives in the categories. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you have to blend and mesh everything together. Oh, I sew crochet hats just, using real stuff. But
Mm.
I sew crochet hats, so now they all got to have Bible verses on it because I just joined the church. Maybe it just can be blue and green. It's okay. So don't be discouraged and study, research, watch people and what makes them entertaining. What would you do different about this video? And then make it your own. Don't worry about how many people may come after you and do the same exact thing. There are millions and trillions of YouTube houses, and there were some in their own way before the YouTube houses, and some had the impact, some didn't have the impact until we hit it. It is what it is, but you have to know that you're the original. You have to know that you're the OG. You have to know your worth. You have to know what you brought value to, and you got to be consistent. And sometimes being a trendsetter mean you might be the only one doing it. Being a trendsetter mean you might make some people upset. Being a trendsetter may mean, longer hours, earlier mornings, like it might be some events you might have to miss. It might be some sacrifices, but it's all so intentional to, God's, full plan that he has for you. So don't give up. Don't be frustrated. Continue to keep trying. Don't be hateful and mean, even in the comments. People pay attention to their comments. So don't be mean and hateful. If you don't have anything nice to say, just keep it pushing, because one day it could be you. And you never know what one comment could do to somebody. Don't go based off of what you may see on a 10-minute video, a 1 hour and 20-minute video. People have real lives. Things are going on, and use it as an escape. Don't make it your end all be all where I'm on there joking. Now your personality in person has to be that same way. Just be you, and people will love you for you and stick by you. Continue to nurture your community and give back to them what they have given to you, because without them, you wouldn't be where you are. If nobody watched you, you wouldn't go nowhere, unless the Lord had different plans, but he has his ways. But with that being said, I just encourage y'all to just keep on striving, one day at a time, one step at a time, one stride at a time. And in anything, any business, anything you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You could be a cleaner, keep getting clients, and as many no's as you may get, there will be a yes. So that's my words for y'all for today's live. Any other things before we close out?
I wanted to ask everybody, the people who are on here, y'all too, I guess. Would y'all like be interested in doing like a business seminar, I guess you could call it, but like a live of like talking about certain businesses, side hustle stuff that people can do to make extra money or do extra things. It doesn't even necessarily have to be just for like, oh, this is my career, but like, just stuff that they may not know about. That's a side thing they can get into.
Yeah, we selling tickets for $15.
Amen. Amen.
No, for
No,
sure.
for real. Would y'all be interested in that? Cause y'all know when it comes to the research stuff, these things, I be sorry.
What do you got going on?
I don't know, but yeah, would y'all be interested in that? You would have, yeah, like I said, you would have to pay, but y'all let us know. But other than that, I think that's it. We've enjoyed y'all company. Thank you, Miss Lynch, for sharing your testimony and giving the people the wise words.
Appreciate
Thank you,
y'all.
Miss Donna, for sharing your wise words. We've enjoyed y'all. We love y'all. And once again, Be So For Real Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel, Be So For Real Podcast. It's the white logo with the black words. So yeah, we'll see y'all. What? This Friday? Yeah, we'll see y'all this Friday.
Yeah.
Amen.
Every single Friday we drop videos, and every Monday we go live at 7 p.m. Eastern and whatever time it is in California.
4 p.m. Pacific time.
So make sure y'all go ahead, comment down in our comments, and please send us letters for the Mocha Letter if you are unfamiliar, so we can give you some feedback, some advice, some love, and some tips from an angel. And always speaking it easy, because we speak nothing but the truth.
Hey, bro.
But we really do love y'all, and we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for our 100 followers, subscribers. We appreciate.
We're at 135 or 34 right now. Y'all eating it up, Pookies. We appreciate y'all.
We really do thank y'all, and may God bless each and every listener, each and every watcher, each and every person who may come in contact with us. We pray that y'all have an amazing week. We pray that y'all push forward, that y'all succeed in all y'all endeavors, and that y'all keep us on your minds, on your hearts, and in your ears. And with that being said, Dana, you got anything for them?
And also in your messages, share the video,
Amen.
please. That's it.
Share that video.
That was good.
That was smooth too. But we do love y'all, and we'll talk to y'all later.
All right, bye guys.
Peace out.